Thanks for checking out this edition of This Week in the World of Football, coming to you live from the fabulous World of Football Man Cave, located in the center of the football world, Kalamazoo, Michigan. The purpose of this podcast is to promote the game of football in all its many forms, past, present, and future. We hope to educate, inform, and entertain you with the glorious buffet that is the world of football, while also keeping a close eye on the rich history of the game. You can find the show after it's aired live on a multitude of podcasting platforms, as well as right here on YouTube along with past shows. If you want to connect with us, just find us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and Threads. Those links will be down in the episode description. Remember to comment, like, and share this video. If you have thoughts or comments during the show, drop them into the live chat and maybe you'll see your name on screen. If you have questions and they are deemed appropriate, they'll be answered at the end of the broadcast. So without further ado, let's kick off this week's show.
Hello again, everyone. This is episode number 425 for December 23rd, 2023, almost Christmas. I'm your host, Randy Snow. On this week's show, can't get my thing scrolling here. On this week's show, the Kansas City Chiefs will be moving across the river. The first round of the FBS College Football Playoffs is now in the books, and wide receiver DK Metcalf is suspended 2 games for punching a fan at the Lions game. But I'm not here all by myself. Across the internet from me, in another part of Kalamazoo, is my son, Adam.
Well, howdy doody, Randy. How's it going? Happy holidays, everybody. However you celebrate, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Kwanzaa, all of the things. However you celebrate, we celebrate that for you. So,
yep.
It's that time of the year, Randy. It's busy.
It's not looking like Christmas around here anymore. You know, it's been so cold, but all the snow is gone.
Right? All of a sudden, all the snow just disappeared.
Yep.
Except here on this podcast, everybody.
Yeah, this is the most snow you're gonna. This is the most snow you're gonna see in Kalamazoo this weekend because we're not getting any. It's gonna be in the 50s in a day or so.
And guess what, Randy? The snow is just gonna keep coming. That's right, everybody. I know we've kind of talked about it, but here we go. I wanted to show this off. This is what I went and grabbed before the show, Dad. This is why we were late. I was like, oh crap, I'm gonna go grab this. Little baby Snow's getting his first jersey, guys. Don't worry, I got him all set.
Coming to a bassinet near you in 2026.
Yeah, that's gonna open up a lot of things, Randy, when that time comes in the middle of the year. You're gonna have to probably have a temporary co-host for a few weeks. I'm probably gonna have to take some time off from the show and editing. We're gonna have to find a new edit. My God, there's so much we got to take care of.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to say the least.
It's going to be,
but we'll work it out.
Yeah.
We may even take a little time off. Who knows?
Oh well, we're already taking time off after the Super Bowl, but I think we could figure out some all-star replacements to fill in these shoes while I'm gone in June or whenever.
Hey, you can still do the show of feeding a kid with a bottle.
I mean, maybe. I could probably pop on it from now and then. I mean, I got to run some of the show because you ain't going to do it.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Not only do we have this weekly podcast, but we also make YouTube content. We currently have over 740 videos on our YouTube channel, with the newest ones being our NFL picks video last week for week 16, our episode 4 of Inside the Arsenal, the schedule release. We did that last week. Just Lying Around, episode 72, the Lions-Steelers recap with you and Kyle. Let's see, there was our appearance last Tuesday night. After we got off this show last week, we got on to another one, Off the Walls Arena Football Home Show. That was a lot of fun. I want a LA Avengers Gumby now, and I saw one online. I just may have to grab one. That was the coolest item I've ever seen. Literally.
Yeah, that was really fun. A lot of fun stuff, guys. If you didn't check out that Antiques Home Show we did with Off the Wall and AF1 Fan Zone, a lot of fun. If you're an arena football fan, a lot of great stuff. We came up with a lot of great ideas for the current arena and indoor leagues. Like, it was awesome. I had a blast. It was 2 hours of just wall-to-wall fun. Randy pulling out a bunch of great stuff from the archives over there at the World of Football Man Cave. So it's It's been great, and we just keep collecting crap, Randy. Like I'm gonna show this off. I ordered this, and it came in 8 days, and it is an IFL's New Mexico Chupacabras mini helmet, and I really do hope that this is what the helmet ends up looking like, because this is pretty cool. Because I'll be disappointed if it looks any different, because then what was the point of getting the mini helmet if it's different? But really, really cool mini helmet here. I think they might even have an alternate one at some point this season. We'll see. But I got a cool little letter, pretty generic letter, just saying thank you for supporting your New Mexico Chupacabras, New Mexico's team. Every time you wear your gear, you're helping us represent the spirit, pride, and toughness of our great state. This isn't just football. It's about bringing New Mexicans together under one name, one symbol, and one mission to show the nation what our people and our community stand for. Your support means everything as we prepare for our inaugural season. The energy, excitement, and love from the fans like you are what make the Chupacabras more than a team. They make us a family. If you have any questions about tickets, merchandise, and how to get more involved, please feel free to reach out directly. And it's got the email of the general manager, Tim Smith, who I also think might run their Twitter account, who from time to time likes to make fun of people, which is fine, whatever. Do what you got to do. But they also gave me 3 stickers, guys, and I don't know what to do with it. If anybody knows what I should do with these 3 stickers, I might give one to Randy. So I don't know. What do I do with the other 2 stickers, guys? I can't put it out in the refrigerator. I don't want to really stick them. I just don't know what to do with them yet. Unless you got an idea.
When their logo first came out, we talked about it, and I said I didn't like it because to me it didn't look like a chupacabra, but on that helmet, I like it. That is one of the coolest helmets I have ever seen. So I love that mini helmet, and I love the logo on that helmet. So maybe I've turned the corner. I don't know.
You can see behind. I got some the Fisher's Freight mini helmet, so I'm gonna slowly start maybe putting together an IFL mini helmet collection, because the IFL's got some cool helmets and stuff. I think the San Diego Strike Force might be the coolest one, but it's just a matter. I like to get them legitimately, and I wish a lot of these arena teams and indoor teams would actually sell these mini helmets because they look great. You do it right, they look great, and you're going to sell a bunch of them. And I know some of the leagues are slacking in that department, and I would love to see y'all step up. Like, I'm hesitant. The NAL's got some mini helmets on their website, they say. And their merch store, the NAL, looks like a very good job at boosting up their merch store this year. But I just don't know if I trust the mini helmets yet, because they're like AI-generated images. I'm just like, I got to see the product first, because New Mexico, when they posted an image of this for their store, I was like, oh, they got those on sale, and I was like, I will get that, and it shipped within 8 days. So heck yeah, I was happy about that. Arrived just last night, I think. So
now you just need to get the Washington Wolfpack to get their helmet out there for you to buy.
My God,
you would buy it so fast.
Get on that. I cannot stress enough, Washington Wolfpack, that your mini helmet would sell like hotcakes. I'm telling you, Randy might even buy 2 of them.
Well, I don't know about 2 of them, but I would probably buy one. Yes.
Yeah, come on, guys.
and still more stuff that we did last week. Adam finally posted a short that I've been bugging him to do for 2 weeks. And you called it "Randy has a beef with Peyton Manning."
Yep, and so far no cease and desist from Omaha Productions yet.
Yeah, so far it's got well over 700 views in just a couple of days. So I think it's kind of slowed down now, but it was doing real good there for a while.
Yeah, Mr. Randy, pat Randy on the back.
All right, let's see. Upcoming videos. We're going to have episode 220 or 426 next week. We're going to have our week 17 picks video, which I guess is actually going to be filmed at the end of this show.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna. If you guys are a part of our pick stuff, we're doing it today at the end of this show because tomorrow's Christmas Eve. Aaron's not gonna be able to do the show anyway, so we're like, I just want to get it out of the way and have Christmas Eve just kind of free, and you guys can all enjoy it with your family. If you're missing us, go back watch one of our other videos, guys. It's all there. 700 something videos according to Randy, and we'll probably do the same next week because it's New Year's Eve, and I'll be out and about New Year's Eve unless we do it early in the day.
We'll see.
We'll have to figure that out, but it might be the same thing next week, guys. Just keep an ear out.
Yeah. So we may not be able to have a whole lot of comments from people on their picks this week, but because we got a lot of stuff going on today's show, we're going to try and keep it to just a little over an hour. But boy, we got a lot of stuff to go through, so we better get moving here. All right.
We will, but can I address a few of the people in the chat just to show some love, and then we'll move on to the NFL news. Yep. All right. Dale, obviously, first one in the chat today. Hello, Dale. Sea-Dog in the chat today. Hey, Sea-Dog. And he also says he saw that Antiques Home show. And Dale also said he saw that show and participated in it. It was very good. We appreciate you guys for hopping over to that stream and checking that out, supporting Trey, supporting AF1 Fan Zone, supporting us whenever we get to go do cool stuff like that. Now, Dad, without further ado, is it time to take a trip around the world of football by starting with the NFL scoreboard?
Yes, go ahead. Take it away, son.
All right, guys. Week 16 in the NFL last week. Nothing short of bonkers from game to game.
It was crazy.
I've never. Do you remember a week like this?
No.
This whole season. We see it every week. This whole season's been nuts. And it started this week. Oh, go ahead.
The season isn't winding down. It's getting crazier in the final week. So it's going crazy.
My God, what are we going to be in for with like the playoffs? That's my goodness. And actually, what I'm going to do, Dad, I don't normally do this, but because we got something special going on a little later, I am going to share the screen of the NFL. Oh, I got to do a couple things. We're doing this live. There it is. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Can you see that?
Yeah.
All right. Starting on Thursday Night Football, which saw the Seattle Seahawks defeat the Los Angeles Rams 38-37. This was a wild one, Dad. I don't know if you watched any of this game, but that 2-point conversion that tied things up, the controversial call.
Yes.
Do you agree with it? Do you not agree with it?
It looked like a lateral, but from what they were saying, the announcers were saying that even a lateral is considered a backwards pass because it's not a forward pass. So if it's lateral, it's considered backwards. So yeah, that's you look at certain angles and it definitely looked like it was a backwards pass, but in others it looked like it was parallel to the line. So yeah, it was wild. I couldn't believe it.
Right, and just the fact that if I think Charbonnet, the running back, had not just nonchalantly picked that ball up in the end zone,
right,
it would have just been a dead ball.
Right.
Because they just gave him possession. It was just the wildest 2-point conversion you might ever see. But that play didn't end the craziness as these two teams went into overtime. The Rams go down and score. They get the extra point to go up 37-30. Then the Seahawks march down the field. They get the touchdown and then they go for 2. They get it. They win the game, and the Seahawks leapfrog the Rams for control of the NFC West and the number 1 seed in the NFC. Wow. Unbelievable stuff there. And I have to ask you, what did you think of their NFL rivalry uniforms they wore that night?
You know what? They were I don't even remember what they looked like, so they must not have been very impressive at all.
Look, I think I was really harsh on that uniform and that jersey when they first came out with the whole concept of it. And I'm trying to find a good picture for Randy to see.
If I remember right, I thought the Seahawks helmet was a little bit different color, and I actually like that better than their Seahawks blue that they normally wear. I've always hated that helmet ever since they went to that. And this other one was kind of a greenish color. Yeah, that to me is better than what they have been wearing.
I thought it was kind of cool because it would be purple and green depending on what the angle was that they showed that at. I don't know if I'm crazy about it or not. The uniform definitely in these pictures you could kind of see the uniform I thought was white, but it's gray. So when they were playing the other night, I was like, oh, it's a gray uniform. I kept thinking it was like a white uniform, and I don't know. That just caught me off guard. It kind of grew on me as the game went along. Maybe it's not as bad as I initially thought, but I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. So yeah, Rams Seahawks. We can move on from that one. The next game, right here, we're going to talk Eagles took down the Commanders 29-18. I don't think there's much to talk about there.
No.
Also Saturday night. These were the two games on Saturday here. The Chicago Bears beat the Green Bay Packers 22-16 in overtime. The Bears hitting a miraculous pass in that one to win this game. Unbelievable.
That was another wild ending to that game.
Yeah.
They recovered an onside kick, or it was crazy, absolutely crazy. And it's been a while since we've had 2 overtime games in 1 week, so that was pretty special too. But
Yeah, it was.
yeah,
It was just
that was something else.
yeah, that gives the Bears control of the NFC North. And don't even get me started on the Bears. Whatever. Moving on. How about the NFC South battle as the Carolina Panthers defeated the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 23-20?
Didn't see that coming.
I mean, I think I picked the Panthers to win that one.
Yeah,
It's just so unpredictable, the NFC South and all that craziness down there. The Panthers might actually make it into the playoffs, which blows my mind. The Buffalo Bills had a hard time with the Cleveland Browns, but the Bills did still come out with that win, 23-20.
Yep.
The Los Angeles Chargers beat up on the Cowboys 34-17, effectively eliminating the Dallas Cowboys from the playoffs. Randy will go through all the eliminated teams. I also think because of the Eagles winning, that also destroyed the Cowboys' playoff chances. So, the New Orleans Saints beat up on the Jets 29-6. The Minnesota Vikings held on to beat the Giants 16-13. The Tennessee Titans defeated a Patrick Mahomes-less Chiefs team to beat them 26-9. The Cincinnati Bengals took care of the Miami Dolphins 45-21. The Atlanta Falcons beat the Arizona Cardinals 26-19. How about this one? The Jacksonville Jaguars went into Mile High and snapped the Broncos' winning streak 34-20. The Jaguars just really gave it to them. And while I don't think this is a setback for the Broncos, it definitely might give them a chance to little retrospective before they go into the playoffs and fine tune some things. The Pittsburgh Steelers came into Motown and stole a victory 29-24. I say stole because those referees at the end of the game didn't know what the heck happened. I didn't know what the heck happened. This was a crazy one.
That last play did not end the game. What ended the game was the third quarter for Detroit. They did nothing. Had they done anything in the third quarter, we'd be talking about a different ending to that game. So
pretty much.
We got nobody to blame but ourselves. I think Amon-Ra did do some offensive pass interference the way he slammed into that defensive back. But and to have 2 touchdowns in the last 30 seconds called back because of penalties. Had Tesla caught that touchdown pass that went off his fingertips in the end zone, we would have had a different ending to that game. So it's just so many crazy things went on, and it was so hard to watch. That last play, I was watching it in the bedroom. I was kind of laying on the bed or sitting on the bed watching it. That last play, I got up and I was standing right in front of the TV and just I couldn't hold still. I'm like, come on, and oh my gosh, what an ending to that game.
Yeah, even my wife said it gave her anxiety. So we couldn't watch the horror show I like to watch because it also gives her anxiety. She's like, I can't watch that because the Lions gave me the anxiety tonight.
Yeah.
But look, so I know a lot of the pundits were saying that the Tesla pass interference on the touchdown that Amon-Ra actually caught shouldn't have been called. The defender engaged differently, and so that I don't know. Look, we can get all that into the weeds.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you shouldn't let plays like that. It shouldn't come down to bull crap like that.
Yeah,
I think the NFL's
you need to have more points on the board when things like that happen, so it doesn't matter.
Right. It sucks, and I hope the league addresses something. Because this isn't just the Lions thing. It's happened in so many games, like bizarre penalties, non-calls that shouldn't even be, or calls that shouldn't be called. It's getting irritating. And the
league is not going to do anything. They're not going to hire full-time refs. They're going to keep it the way it is because even bad publicity is publicity. So people are talking about the NFL and all the shows are talking about it. You can forget that.
Dale says, the referee didn't understand it either. And I've been watching football since 1977, and I didn't understand what happened at the end of the Lions game. C-Dog says the Lions losing at the end was a heartbreaker. No, the heartbreaker was the third quarter there, C-Dog.
Yeah.
Randy was right. We talked about it on our show last night. That third quarter, or the turd quarter, as my brother-in-law likes to call it, was what killed the Lions in any of their chance yesterday of winning that game. So
the Lions only had the ball for what, 51 seconds in the third quarter?
3 plays and a safety.
3 and out.
It gave it
Only
up.
Gave up 2 points. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's move on. The
Yes,
Houston
please.
Texans somehow, they had somehow the Raiders made it a game, but the Texans still came out on top 23-21. Then your Sunday night game, the Ravens had a lead here and blew this one. The Patriots came back to win 28-24. And then last night on Monday Night Football, the 49ers put on a clinic as they beat the grandpa-led Colts. What's his name? Phillip Rivers, Old Man Rivers. 49ers won this one 48-27. I watched a little bit of this one last night because there were fantasy implications, Randy. I know you hate talking fantasy. I needed Jonathan Taylor to have a crappy game. And he had a decent enough game where I lost by a point in fantasy last night. So I don't get to go to the championship. And C-Dog wants you to know, Dad, he wants to tell you, Dad, that he got 5th place in one of his leagues. And now in his other league, he's fighting to get 3rd place. So C-Dog also talking fantasy.
You're on report, C-Dog. Stand by for a letter from our lawyer.
All right, Dad. That's it for the scoreboard. What kind of news we got this week in the NFL?
The big news was the Cowboys were eliminated, so our long national nightmare is over with. We don't have to worry about them anymore. The Patriots clinched a playoff spot. I wrote down that Seattle won the NFC West, but I don't think they have. I think they've clinched a playoff spot. The Eagles have won the NFC East. The Bears, they have not won the NFC North just yet, but they have clinched a playoff spot also. First playoff berth for the Bears since 2020. So that's 5 years since they've even sniffed the playoffs. And right now, there are 14 teams that have been eliminated. Giants, Cardinals, Titans, Saints, Raiders, Commanders, Falcons, Jets, Browns, Chiefs, Bengals, Vikings, Dolphins, and Cowboys.
C-Dog says it's so sad that the Cowboys are not making the playoffs. No, it's not. It's hilarious that they're not making the playoffs. America's team, quotes, stinks it up again, C-Dog. They can have fun in Cancun. Jerry Jones can figure out how he's going to ruin your season next year.
Let's see. Moving on to some other NFL news. The big news this week, which just happened yesterday, I guess. And I wasn't even sure if this was a real thing, so I had to wait a while to find out. But yeah, it's a real thing. The Kansas City Chiefs are planning to build a dome stadium across the river, moving from Missouri to Kansas City, Kansas. And this new stadium should be ready in time for them to play the 2031 season. They've been talking about this for a while. I didn't give it much credence, but their stadium, Arrowhead Stadium, is getting kind of old. I suppose it's nice to have a dome stadium. A lot of these teams, a lot of them would like to have a dome stadium, and a lot of them can't. But I think the Chiefs are one that they could finance this thing themselves, from what I understand, if they really wanted to. But they've got all these concessions and things from Kansas City, Kansas, and so it just makes sense. They're still going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. The fans can still keep their season tickets. They just got to go across the bridge into another state to go watch their games. But I think it's kind of cool. And I told you when we were talking earlier that we really got to get to Kansas City to see Arrowhead Stadium while they're still using it, and their museum. And I know on the sidewalk outside the stadium, they've got the famous 65 toss power trap play drawn in the cement. And I want to see all that and just take all that in, plus some Kansas City barbecue. But we need to make a trip before that stadium closes.
Yeah, and somebody that can meet us out that way. I know he's out, maybe not super close, but hey, AFL Slasher in the chat today. What's up, Scott? Getting here a little late, but if you ever want to meet us in Kansas City for some barbecue, let's do it. Kansas City will start getting a Final Fours. We'll get Final Fours and the Super Bowl. Arrowhead is nice, but the roof is needed, and it is a rundown part of town. So perfect timing, though. He came in here when we're talking Kansas City. But no, that's a good point, though. That this will open things up. Like now, Kansas City can host a Super Bowl. Then that means that if they get to a Super Bowl again, Randy, the odds of them playing in their home stadium just increase.
It's going to be a long time before they're ready to play in a Super Bowl again.
Yeah. It says, just let me know when. Of course, we'll let you know if we're out that way.
I thought he was going to say, you had me at barbecue.
You You had him at football, Randy. AFL fan 2004 said, I went on a stadium tour of Arrowhead Stadium last year. Well, how was that? We want to go. Is it worth it? Is it worth the trip for us to drive out to? I'm sure it is, but that's definitely on the bucket list. I'd love to see the Lions play there. I know they just did this past season, but if we can, we can. If we can't, we can't. I mean, then we can add this stadium to the list too, so that'd be pretty cool. Right. So
yeah, no, I'm fine with taking a stadium tour and saying I've seen the stadium. I don't have to see a game there, but a lot of people that take a stadium tour see more than any fan that goes to a game gets to see. So
that's fair.
I think
it's so much more intimate. Like we did the U.S. Bank Stadium tour. That'll be one of the coolest tours we've done for a stadium. We've done a Ford Field tour. I wish we would have done a tour for Lucas Oil, but I mean, we got to see a lot of Lucas Oil when we went to that stadium. Yep. We took a Lambeau tour. Lambeau was cool. So, yeah, I think I don't mind doing tours. And Sea-Dog says, bold prediction, Kansas City will be back to the Super Bowl in 2 to 3 years. I don't know how bold that is.
It's bold on his part.
I think they'll reload and they'll be fine next year. Kind of like the Lions, they took a step back. And Slasher, KC, Missouri dropped the ball. They had a chance to keep them and took the team for granted. Yep. Welcome to sports nowadays. You can't do that.
Yep.
Cannot take a team for granted.
Yep.
Dale says he took the Chicago Bears tour, and that was really great. I know you don't like that team, but I have friends that live there, Adam, and we did the stadium tour together. Yeah, I respect the history of the Bears. Don't get me wrong. Sure. I will always talk smack about the Bears, Packers, and Vikings, but I've done tours of Lambeau and U.S. Bank Stadium, rival teams. Had a good time. They're good sports. Like I show up wearing all my Lions stuff. They're usually pretty good sports. So it's all good. I appreciate the history of all these teams.
Right.
Like, and we can poke and prod and have our little fun jabs. And at the end of the day, we all end up respecting each other. It's all good. Unless you're Cowboys. I will never, ever, ever. Which, by the way, we went to AT&T Stadium. That is a very nice stadium. I hate the Cowboys, but you have a great stadium.
And it was great going to AT&T Stadium because we were there for the Cotton Bowl, and we got to see our Western Michigan Broncos against Wisconsin. It was fantastic because we didn't have to see a single Dallas Cowboys player or uniform on the field. So that was great.
Yep. And Scott says, how about a Battlehawks game this spring, Randy?
Well, we've seen a Battlehawks game in St. Louis.
Yeah, but this, man, between AF1 stuff and you missed it a little earlier, Scott, but, with little baby snow on the way, I don't think I could be doing a lot of traveling. So,
yeah, we're going to be pretty busy with the AF1 season this year. I think that's going to take up a lot of our time. And
unfortunately, I mean, I would love to do more. I would love to go some UFL stuff. I'd love to do IFL, AF1, which we'll already do, but it's gonna be tight this year for me. You, Randy, I mean, you're Mr. Retired. You can do whatever the heck you want.
That's right. I just got to get somebody who loves football as much as I do to go with me, and there aren't very many in this town that I know. Hey, and
all right,
and Slasher. One last thing. I don't think you were here when I said that I want to get one of those LA Adventures Gumbies for myself because that was the coolest item on the home show, and I'm so jealous, and I want one now. I really do.
He said, Scott says, if you make it out, he's got plenty of room, Randy. You can go see that Gumby firsthand if you don't buy one.
Ooh. Can we sneak it out of his house? Does he have it in a box with a lock on it like I suggested he do?
Would that be some karma? You invite the world of football over to your man cave and a bunch of stuff goes missing.
Hey, I don't know. I don't know what happened to that.
Sea-Dog says he'll be going to a San Diego Strike Force game this year.
Nice.
What about a Oceanside Bombers game there, Sea-Dog? Because they play in the same arena. But, all right. We should probably move on. We spent a lot of time on this one.
Yes. Let's see. I think the last story from the NFL, the Steelers wide receiver DK Metcalf suspended 2 games without pay as a result of an altercation with a fan at Ford Field. I've said this several times. No, I do not have a blue wig, and no, I was not at the game. I don't know how I can stress this anymore.
Nobody asked you, Randy. This kind of came out of nowhere that you're defending yourself. I thought for sure you'd have bought a blue wig between now and then and put it on for the show.
I should have. I should have been sitting here with a blue wig going, what? Not me.
Missed opportunity, Randy. Get on Amazon now and have it by next week.
But no, that was crazy. And I was listening to a lot of sports talk today, and they were like, "Where were the security guards when this is going on?" They always got security guards watching the crowd and this and that. There was when you see these videos of him walking over to this guy, there wasn't a security guard in sight. So I don't know what was going on at that time, but it's just so weird.
Absolutely crazy during the game, because the broadcast caught this. They're like, "Ooh, we just saw this," and
Yeah,
the referees didn't see it, so it's not like they could throw a flag, which I think is dumb.
yeah.
If the league saw this footage on national television, well, they have all the games, I'm sure, in a big control room. How does nobody go, get him out of there, get him out, eject him now? Like,
Mhm.
how do you not just in the middle of the game do that? Like, Dale asks, why did he slap the fan? Couple different stories out there. Metcalf is saying that the guy used a racial slur, and apparently these two have history. The last time Metcalf was in Detroit with the Seahawks, but the other guy said he just used DK's government name, and that
Full
set him
name.
off. I don't know. I'm sure somebody's got video somewhere to prove it. I don't know, don't care. Regardless of what this guy said, if it was a racial slur, you tell security and you get the guy ejected.
Yep. Yep.
Simple as that. You cannot engage. It doesn't matter if it's the most disgusting insult anybody's ever uttered at you. If you're a professional athlete, you cannot do that. I know, I get it. I wouldn't blame him for punching the guy, but when you're in that position, you just can't do something like that.
Right.
And
Right.
gotta be smarter. And no offense, DK ain't the sharpest knife in the drawer. So
Yeah, he's had many infractions of this sort of thing. So, all right, let's move on. That's it for NFL talk.
all right, Dale says thank you, Adam, because I didn't know why he did it, but it shouldn't be done, and I'm glad he's suspended, and the fan should be kicked out of the stadium for at least a year. I don't know what they're going to do with the fan.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, Slasher Scott says 60,000 people, maybe 200 is security. No way they can be everywhere. Fair, but when you're on the sidelines like that, you got to have somebody being like, "Hey, there's a player walking towards the fans." I don't know.
Well, wasn't this guy? I don't know where this guy was actually located, but wasn't he behind the bench or something?
I would assume he's right behind the bench, where you would think there would be security, probably more
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
All right. Let's
right.
move on from the craziness of the NFL to some more common sense football, college football. We had
Oh,
several
We're-
bowl games to talk about and some playoff games. Let's
All
see.
right.
Things started out last week with the Salute to Veterans Bowl that saw Jacksonville State defeat Troy 17-3. There was the Cure Bowl, Old Dominion over South Florida 24-10. The 68 Ventures Bowl, Delaware 20, Louisiana 13. Let's see. The Xbox Bowl. I hadn't even heard of this one. With the Xbox Bowl. What?
That was cool. Did you see anything from the Xbox Bowl?
I did not.
Okay.
I did not.
You can continue. I want to find you a picture real quick because if you haven't seen this,
Okay.
I'll
Bowl.
pull up a picture for you.
Okay. Xbox Bowl featured Arkansas State defeating Missouri State 34-13. You got a picture? Shall I keep going?
You can keep going. Like I said, it's gonna take me a second to get a picture.
Okay. And then there was the Myrtle Beach Bowl, which saw the Western Michigan Broncos defeat Kennesaw State 41-6. This was a great game. I watched this whole thing. It was really, really great. I think Western Michigan had a 21-0 lead early in the first quarter. I mean, they took their first offensive play and ran it 60-some odd yards for a touchdown. On the next play, they strip sacked the quarterback, picked that up, ran it in for another touchdown, 14-0. On their next possession, they hadn't got another touchdown. So, I mean, they were on fire, and it was so good to see. So this is the first time that Western Michigan has, in school history, has won the MAC championship and gone on to win a bowl game. Last time they won the MAC championship.
Years. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, the last time was when we were there at the Cotton Bowl. They won the MAC championship that year, had a 13-0 record, but they came up just a bit short against Wisconsin at Jerry's World. And like you said, we were there for that. But now they've won the conference and won a bowl game in the same year. So congratulations to Western Michigan. This is their MAC championship team T-shirt I bought at Rally House last week. I got to get the Myrtle Beach Bowl shirt now. So
yeah,
I'm sure they'll be out. Be all over town now.
So here's a couple pictures. This was cool. I didn't know they were doing this or the Xbox Bowl was even a thing. but their trophy got handed out by Master Chief from the Halo games, which was primarily an Xbox game for years, Randy. So that was pretty cool. But then what I liked is there's a closer picture of the trophy with the handheld Xbox on the trophy itself.
Okay.
And then the two things on the side, I know you're not a big video game person,
No,
but when you're playing video games, or especially on the Xbox, you get like an achievement. Like, so say you did something in the game, this little thing pops up and says you achieved this. So the offensive and defensive MVP awards look like Xbox achievements.
Okay.
And I thought that was cool as hell. This is the kind of stuff that college bowl games, if they're going to stay around, this is the shtick they need. Because I wanted to bring up the Pop-Tarts Bowl, because did you see what Georgia Tech and BYU were doing for the Pop-Tarts Bowl, Randy?
No.
Okay.
That game's not coming up for a week or so.
It's not, but it is becoming my most eagerly anticipated bowl game every year now.
Yeah, you said that last year that you liked the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
I'm loving it, and I think it's going to be a staple. I've been telling my wife about it, and she had no idea. I told her how the trophy is it's got the 2 slots on there to put Pop-Tarts in them. And I was explaining everything to her. She's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "I'm dead serious. It's going to be great." And so this is a news item real quick, Randy, that Georgia Tech and BYU are going to be tweaking their helmets at the very least. I don't know if they're doing it to the uniforms, but here's a picture of their helmets for the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Do you see that? They're adding some sprinkles to the stripe. I just think it's so fun. And if you're Georgia Tech's even adding the sprinkles in their logo. Guys, this is college football at its finest. I love this. This is fantastic.
Oh, man.
And then they're going to eat a giant Pop-Tart at the end of the game. Let's go.
God. All right, we got more bowl games to talk about. We had the Gasparilla Bowl, NC State over Memphis 31-7. And last night, it was the famous Idaho Potato Bowl that saw Washington State defeat Utah State 34-21. And even today, there are 3 bowl games going on today. A couple of these might be complete, but I don't have their scores. There was the Boca Raton Bowl, Louisville versus Toledo. That's going on today. The New Orleans Bowl, Western Kentucky versus Southern Miss. And the Frisco Bowl, UNLV versus Ohio. One of those games had to be played earlier today. So, but yeah, we'll have those scores next week. So yeah, it's bowl season, folks. They're all over the place now.
Yep.
Okay. College football playoffs. The first round took place. We had number 9 Alabama upsetting number 8 Oklahoma 34-24. Alabama.
Did you watch that game?
Huh?
Sorry, did you watch that game? I watched most of these playoff games.
I did not. I did not watch that game.
Alabama was down 17-0. Oklahoma was in control of this game and just absolutely crapped the bed. What's funny, though, is I was watching this with the sound off. And, upsetting. I'll put air quotes around that. Number 8, number 9. But I wasn't sure what to make of Alabama, especially after they got drubbed in the SEC championship. But we had it on mute. Oklahoma goes up 17-0. We turned it off from mute, and then everything changed after that. So my apologies, Oklahoma fans, that my wife and I had the TV on mute for that and then turned it back on.
Well, the reason I call it an upset is because number 9 defeated number 8. That's what I'm saying is an upset. Yeah. Just like the next game. Number 10, Miami of Florida upset number 7, Texas A&M, 10-3. And now
this game was the most defensive game I've seen all year, Randy. I know you hate me stopping to talk about, but I watched these games. You clearly didn't watch these games.
No,
this game was nuts. Every time somebody would do something good, big play, big run, get down to the other end of the field goal kicker would shank it, or they'd have a turnover and it'd go in the other direction. None of these teams could put the ball in the end zone all game long. It was 0-0 at halftime. That tells you how this game was. It was absolutely crazy, and Miami deserved to win this game. As great as an atmosphere as Texas A&M Stadium was, I guess I never knew they were the 4th biggest stadium in college football or in the country. They're huge. I want to go down to College Station now and go check out a game at Texas A&M. It was just wild. It was really cool. They brought the atmosphere. It's just the team couldn't get it done.
So now number 10, Miami, is going to play number 2, Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl this year. Two other games were played in the playoffs. Number 6, Ole Miss over number 20, Tulane, 41-10. And Ole Miss is going to go on to play number 3, Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. You have any comments on this game?
Yeah, Tulane and JMU. I'm sorry, they did not deserve to be in the playoff. I think they got to do away with this at-large crap. Like, I'm sorry, they're not on the same level. I get it. You're trying to include other colleges or the group of 5 schools just to, not make it seem so.
They have to make it look like everybody has an equal chance, but they don't.
I know. We've talked about this ad nauseum. I'm telling you, this all gets solved with a gold division, with your Power 4, and your silver division with the group of, let them have 2 separate tournaments.
Yep.
Crown 2 national champions.
Yep.
Problem solved.
Yep.
Because then Western would have been in that tourney this year, Randy, as a MAC champion. And who knows what they would have done. But it was embarrassing. I mean, I love to have think that they could have given, Oregon and Ole Miss a run for their money, but it wasn't even close. It was embarrassing.
And then in the final playoff game, it was number 5 Oregon over number 24 James Madison, 51-34. Number 5 Oregon will now play the number 4 team Texas Tech in the Orange Bowl. So all these bowl games, I think one of them is on New Year's Eve, and the other 3 are on New Year's Day. So that's what you got to look forward to next week.
All right, I have a question for you, and then a question for people watching right now in the chat.
Okay,
I've griped about this before. I'm going to gripe about it again, especially looking at this graphic. How do we feel about the way the brackets are set up? Because I think it is a crime that there is no reseeding here. I feel like number 10 Miami should be playing number 1 Indiana. The lowest remaining seed should go against the highest, and so on and so forth. I just think that, like last year, it shook out and it worked out the way it did, the way I kind of wanted it to. The lowest team playing the highest seed, blah, blah, blah. But right here, I think that's not cool. Like, number 2 Ohio State gets the 10th ranked team, while Indiana plays Alabama. It should be flip-flopped. Like, Ohio State should get Alabama, Indiana should get Miami, and then I think the rest is fine. But they need to do the reseeding. That's just me. I know it's not that far off. Maybe I'm nitpicking. Scott, but it's just, to me, I would just love a full reseeding, and just in case something crazy happened. Like, I don't know. That's just me, but
okay.
Whatever.
All right. Now we're going to move on to some other playoff games. We're going to move to the FCS playoff division. This was their semifinal weekend. Unranked Illinois State upset number 12 ranked Villanova 30-14. Villanova used to be an FBS team. They voluntarily went down a level because they're saving a lot of money that way. But still ranked number 12, and they got upset by an unranked Illinois State team. That was crazy. And then in the other game, it was Montana State over Montana, 48-23. So this sets up the FCS National Championship game on Monday, January 5th, which will see number 2 ranked Montana State versus unranked Illinois State. Illinois State is kind of the Cinderella in the FCS this year because they come out of nowhere. They weren't ranked. I'm not sure even how they got in the playoffs, but they're doing great. They're in the championship game. Sky's the limit for that team, so go Illinois State. All right, in the Division II finals, Ferris State from Big Rapids, Michigan, over Harding, 42-21. This is Ferris State's 4th title in 5 years. Both teams went into this game undefeated, 15-0. And it's it was crazy. So Ferris State finishes 16-0, and Harding 15-1. So congratulations, Ferris State. Just an incredible run they've been having up there the last few years. Moving on to the Division III playoffs. This was the semifinal round in Division III. North Central of Illinois over John Carroll, 41-21. And the University of Wisconsin River Falls over Johns Hopkins, 48-41. This sets up the Division III National Championship game on Sunday, January 4th. North Central of Illinois versus University of Wisconsin River Falls in the 52nd annual Amos Alonzo Stagg Bowl. Get this game is going to be played at Tom Benson Stadium in Canton, Ohio. I did not know that. I don't think it's ever been played there before. It's always been played like in Maryland or someplace on the East Coast. It was played in one place for forever in the same spot, and I think they've changed it up the last couple of years. They kind of moved it around maybe, but I was just shocked to see that it's going to be at Tom Benson Stadium. So if you're in the Canton, Ohio area, you want to see a national championship game in college, be in Canton on January 4th. Let's see. The NAIA finals also took place over the weekend. Grandview over Keyser of Florida, 22-16. This game was played in Fort Worth, Texas. And at the junior college level, the Division I championship, they have two divisions, Division I and Division III. I don't know what happened to Division II, but they don't have a Division II. So Division III was a week or so ago. Last Wednesday, the day after we podcast, Iowa Western defeated Hutchinson 28-10 in Canyon, Texas to get the Division I championship at the National Junior College Athletic Association level. And so next week, we're not going to have much to talk about. We're going to have FBS playoffs, and that's about it in college football.
Right on.
And this is where we would...
Going back to your college football thing, like why is there no Division II? I wonder if they took a page out of Mel Brooks' original plan for his Spaceballs sequel. Because Spaceballs 1, and then it was going to be Spaceballs 3, the search for Spaceballs 2, or something like that. So maybe something like that. I don't know, I'll try to work out that joke. A couple comments real quick, Dad. Dale agrees with me that there should be reseeding. Thank you, Dale. Dale's always got my back, it seems like. And then Scott says there is an AA Stag High School in my hometown. So an Amos Alonzo Stag High School, Randy. There you go. Add that to your bucket list.
Well, Amos Alonzo Stagg, I think, is buried out in California, and I haven't been out to see his grave. But Amos Alonzo Stagg Jr. was also a college coach. He is buried in Holland, Michigan, and I may be going to see his grave this summer.
I'm just going to let you know your grandson is not going on any grave trips with you anytime soon. I know. Yep, just a spoiler alert.
We'll see about that. Okay. This is normally where we get our...
Celestia says no bucket list. It is in the ghetto.
This is normally where we get our report from Greg St. James over in Japan, and I guess he didn't have one this week for us. Nothing to report.
He's gonna wait. He's gonna wait till the Rice Bowl. I think then do a whole big recap. Is what he told me. So
all right, yeah, and that's going to be on January 3rd. So a week or so, we'll get a report from him for his last one of the year, probably. Okay, so let's move on to some other happenings in the world of football. In AF1, the Minnesota Monsters are going to be moving from the arena that they played in the last couple of years, DECC Arena in Duluth, and they're going to be moving to a little bit bigger arena, the Amsoil Arena, which has nearly 3,000 more seats. So good for them. I think they finally found out that those nets might not fit in that old arena that they were using.
I wonder this is the plan all along, and they was just working out the details or whatever.
Could be. If
you knew you needed the nets, I wasn't sure if that other arena was going to be able to hold them or not. So I'm sure this has been in the works for a while. Sounds like it'll be a great relationship and pretty exciting stuff there. Minnesota, I know they've got a lot of quirky happenings with like the front office and whatever, people leaving and coming, new stuff happening here and there. So look, once football season gets going, I'm sure this Monsters team will be a lot of fun. I'm not saying we're going to have to make a trip to Minnesota to go see a game when the Arsenal go out there, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how they fill out that crowd. I'm sure it'll be a little different than the TAL games.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to go to all the games, all the Arsenal games, maybe even a few others. I don't know. But all I'm going to say is if it works out, I'm going to try and make it happen, whether you go or not. And I know you're not going to be able to do all the stuff that I can do this year. But if it works out, I'm there. I'm there.
It's all good.
Let's see. Okay, so that was it for our AF1 news this week. I do have some more shows to talk about from Peyton's Places, season 5. I watched 3 more episodes. I think there's another one coming out tonight or tomorrow night. But I watched episodes 5, 6, and 7. This show is just so good. Episode 5 was called The Holy Grail. This is where Peyton, Gronk, and Julian Edelman went to the place where they make the Lombardi trophies. I think it's in Maryland, if I recall. But they had to make a new one because I guess a year or so ago, when he was, well, it had to be longer than that. When Gronk was still with the Patriots, they took the game they took the trophy to a baseball game, and Edelman threw he was using it as a bat. Edelman threw him a ball, and he was supposed to just stand there, but he decided to bunt with the Lombardi trophy and put a big dent in it. And Robert Kraft has been saying that he needs to replace that. So that's what those three guys did. They went to the place where they make the NFL trophies, Super Bowl trophies, and they made a new one and to replace the other one. So that was kind of interesting to see how all that was done and the whole process and the people that worked there. And that was pretty cool. Episode 6 was called "Who Makes the Call?" And Peyton and Boomer Esiason visited. It starts out, they went to the site of Joe Namath's old nightclub. I don't know if you are familiar with this, but Joe Namath used to own a nightclub called Bachelor's 3, and it was frequented by some shady characters. And the NFL told him that he needed to give up that business, or that bar, or whatever it was. And so he retired from the NFL right after the Super Bowl. And several months later, he changed his mind. So he sold his interest in it and went back. But now it's a cannabis shop in New York. So that was kind of cool. They went in with disguises because they didn't want to be seen in a cannabis shop. So it was a lot of fun. But the main story here was they got Paul Brown's original radio helmet that he came up with in the 1950s. He had a radio receiver in a quarterback's helmet, and he had a radio on the sideline where he could call the play into the quarterback. But it used an FM frequency, so anybody with a radio could tune into that frequency and hear the calls. But it was just interesting to see the actual helmet, and Peyton got to wear it, and it still works after all these years. And they actually interviewed Cincinnati quarterback Joe Burrow because I guess his helmet went out a year or so ago, and he had to call his own plays when the radio wasn't working. So they interviewed him. So that was interesting. And then the last one that I watched was one called The Taxi Squad. And this is where Peyton and James Harrison of the Steelers go to Cleveland to learn the origin of the Taxi Squad, which is now known as the Practice Squad. And you and I did a history lesson on this a few years ago, where the owner of the Browns at the time, Paul Brown didn't want to give up these good players. He had so many that he couldn't sign them all. And so the owner kept them in town by hiring them to drive taxis for his taxi company. And so that's where the name Taxi Squad comes from, because they were in town, they were working, and they were still showing up to practices and practicing with the team, even though they weren't on the team. So that was pretty interesting. And they went to the park where the teams would practice, and there'd be taxi cabs parked outside the stadium.
Yep, Dale said that was a good episode. I learned about the Taxi Squad.
Yep. And so, I don't know how many episodes there are going to be. Like I said, that was episode 7. Episode 8, I think, is coming out tonight. There might be 10, because I found out that Eli's Places also had.
Oh, here we go. Buckle it, everybody. He's still talking. Just wait till he starts talking about Stranger Things when he gets caught up with that.
Yeah. This show ran its entire run, and so they're all out there on ESPN. 10 episodes for this year. I think the last one was came out in November. So it just completed. So there's 10 episodes out, and I watched the very first one of that, and that one was called Toomer's Corner at Auburn University. And you're familiar with Toomer's Corner, where the fans all go after the game and they throw toilet paper into the trees after a win, and they all go there to celebrate in this little park. You remember a couple of years ago, a guy poisoned one of the trees, and because he was a Alabama fan. Yeah, that's where this takes place. So the whole thing was Peyton setting up supposedly a world record, having the most amount of toilet paper thrown into the trees. And he brought in a semi with over 700 rolls of toilet paper in it. And supposedly they set a record. It wasn't a Guinness World Record, but it was they had a proclamation by the head of the university there saying that we recognize this as a record, 700 and whatever. But it was all for the show, but it was still pretty cool. And I'm going to check out all the other Eli's Places, because it's just as good as Peyton's Places. So if you're not watching these shows, go find them on ESPN Plus and check them out because I think they're really, really good. Okay, that's it for the shows.
Wow,
They're just so good.
finally.
And now let's move on to today's birthdays and anniversaries for December 23rd.
Boy,
First,
we
I'm gonna
got a
start
lot
off-
of them.
Yeah, and I got a correction from last week. Remember last week I didn't have William the Refrigerator Perry's age. I forgot to write his age down. He would turn 63 last week.
Okay.
So, all right. So this week, linebacker Jack Ham turns 77 years old today. Played his college football at Penn State, selected in the second round of the 1971 NFL draft by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Played 12 NFL seasons, all with the Steelers from 71 to 82, and won 4 Super Bowls with the team. He was inducted in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1988. The next one is defensive back Willie Wood. Born on this date in 1936, he passed away in 2020 at the age of 83. Played college football at USC, signed as a free agent with the Green Bay Packers in 1960. Played 12 seasons in the NFL, all with the Packers from 60 to 71. Won 5 NFL titles, including the first 2 Super Bowls, and he was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1989. Next is halfback Paul Hornung. Born on this date in 1935, he passed away in 2020 at the age of 84. First overall pick in the 1957 NFL draft by the Green Bay Packers. Played 9 NFL seasons, all of them with the Packers from 57 to 66. He was suspended during the 1963 season for gambling, and so was Alex Karras of the Lions that same year. He was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1986. He was known as the Golden Boy from Notre Dame, and I've been to his grave in Louisville. Did a whole video on that, so go check that out. It's a gorgeous spot that he's at, overlooking the river and everything. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Let's see. Coach Bobby Ross turns 90 years old today. He was head coach of the San Diego Chargers from 92 to 96. He was head coach of the Detroit Lions from 97 to 2000. And he coached for the West Point Academy Army from 2004 to 2006. Coach Jim Harbaugh turned 62 years old today. Quarterback at Michigan in college. 26th overall pick in the 1987 NFL draft by the Chicago Bears. Played 14 NFL seasons with the 14 NFL seasons. He was with the Bears, Colts, Ravens, and the San Diego Chargers between 87 and 2000. He was the head coach of the 49ers from 2011 to 2014. Head coach at the University of Michigan, 2015 to 2023. Won a national championship there, 2023. And he's been the head coach of the LA Chargers from 2024 to present. And then finally, our last birthday today. So many people born on this date. Quarterback Dalton Cole turns 26 years old today. A friend of the show. We've interviewed him. He went to Brevard College in North Carolina, and he's going to be starting his second season this year as the starting quarterback of the AF1's Oregon Lightning. So we're going to have him back on the show, talk about the upcoming season and how things are going out there in Oregon.
Yeah, I told him we'll have to get him back on the show. I think our plan is to do like some behind enemy lines things with the Inside the Arsenal show. So maybe every time, we're about to play somebody, we get somebody from the other team to kind of come on for a hot second.
There you go.
And
there you go.
So
that's good.
That's my thought with that show. Spoiler alert, everybody who's been watching us do the AF1 stuff. So, or we could just have Dalton on the show. He was a fun guy to chit chat with when we talked to him last year or earlier this year. So. Looking forward to him coming back. He was up for Rookie of the Year.
Yes,
a couple other accolades with the league at the end of the year. Didn't win them, unfortunately, but he was a lot of fun to watch. So.
Yep. All right. So now we're going to turn to some obituaries. We have 3 of them this week. This is where we take a moment and we honor those who've made the world of football a better place. The first obituary is that of Joe Carollo, a tackle in the NFL and the World Football League, has passed away at the age of 85. Carollo played college football at Notre Dame. He was selected in the second round of the 1962 NFL draft by the Los Angeles Rams. He was also selected in the 18th round of the 1962 American Football League draft by the Dallas Texans. He signed with the Rams and played for the team from 1962 to 68. Carollo also played for the Philadelphia Eagles in 69 and 70, He went back to the Rams in 1971, and then played with the Cleveland Browns between 1972 and 1973. He finished his playing career with the Southern California Sun of the World Football League in 1974 and 1975.
All right, and I hope I say this name right. Dad literally told me 1 hour ago, 2 seconds before we're going live. He said, "Oh, by the way, this is how you say this guy's name." And I was like, "I'm not going to remember that in 45 minutes." Well, it's been an hour. Let's see if I remember. Our next obituary is that of Rudy Kuchenberg, a linebacker in the NFL and the World Football League. Has passed away at the age of 82. Kuchenberg played college football at Indiana. He signed as a free agent with the Chicago Bears and played for the team from 1967 to 1969. He also played for the Cleveland Browns and Green Bay Packers in 1970 and the Atlanta Falcons in 1971. He finished his playing career with the Chicago Fire of the World Football League in 1974.
And our final obituary today is that of Jack Abendshan. I think that's how you spell it, or how you pronounce it. Abendshan. Abendshan.
That's what I would think.
A guard and a place kicker in the Canadian Football League for 11 seasons has passed away at the age of 82. Abendshan played college football at New Mexico. He signed with the Saskatchewan Roughriders and played his entire CFL career with the team from 1965 to 1975. He played in 4 Grey Cup games, winning 1 in 1966. Abendshan was inducted into the Canadian Football Hall of Fame in 2012. And I guess now we're going to do something that we normally do on Wednesday nights. We're going to do our NFL picks right now.
Yeah, so give me a second here.
Okay.
We got so many graphics throughout the show. I just got to add these last couple, Randy, and then we will be good to go. But yeah, guys, if you've never hung out with us Wednesday nights, we typically do this show where we go through, we do our weekly NFL picks. We have a lot of the guys from the chat. We like to throw their stuff up on the screen. And pretty much 45 minutes, just chit chat about the games and people's thoughts and who's going to win the game and why. Usually we're joined by my brother Aaron. He can't make it this week, but every week we are started with a glorious disclaimer, which we'll get to in a second. But we have to recap how everybody did last week. And here's the standings for our picks from week 15. And I'm going to turn the banner off for a hot second. Randy, I'm back on top, along with Jimmy, Royce, and B. Lewis. 12-4 we went last week with our NFL picks. Yep. So not too shabby there. Then at 11-5, we had Mr. Nosy Otter and Hawkeye 07 went 11-5. Randy, you and V. Berry went 10-6. Sea Dog, Leonard, and Dale all went 9-7. And then Aaron Cringe and Mike Dolph went 8-8 in our weekly picks. And that brings us to the overall standings here. A little harder to see with our big graphic. But Hawkeye 07 still sits at the top with 156 correct games so far this season, followed by a new second place person, and B. Lewis has been moving up the board. Yeah. Randy at number 3, and Mike fell from 2 to 4. So a rough week for Mike there, but not in our fantasy league. Mike ended up beating me in our fantasy league to go to the championship game against Hawkeye 07, but Randy says I can't talk fantasy football. So Sea-Dog says, now I'm 7. I went up. He was at 9 last week. So, yep, Sea-Dog, you moved up a little bit. So, I'm sitting at number 6, right behind Royce. Sea-Dog right behind me. Then Dale, Mr. Nosy Otter, and Aaron round out the people who've done all 240 picks with us this season. Which means if you guys haven't done any of the picks with us, feel free to join in. Jump in at any time. We're going to keep track of your stuff right there. You'll be like Andrew C. and Slapsky, who are our one-week wonders. Haven't seen them in several weeks. Still waiting for them to come back. Right. But we appreciate it. It's a lot of fun, and we get to hang out and talk games. So that's where we're at right now with the standings. And now, Dad, I know it's not Wednesday night, but it's time for you to give the famous disclaimer from that show to everybody watching right now. Dad, take it away.
Warning. If you plan to use our predictions as a means to justify your own gambling bets, then you, my friend, are an idiot. We don't know what we're talking about, and you should never listen to us for gambling advice. This is for entertainment purposes only.
Yes, and entertained, I hope everybody is. Our typical This Week in the World of Football watchers, if you've never done the picks, this is how it is. It's this stupid and it's this goofy. We love it. So with that being said, yeah, for our normal pickers, guys, we will separate this part of the video and make it its own thing. It'll still be a standalone picks video tonight or tomorrow, whenever I can get that up. So you can leave your picks, your official picks there, or even in this video, or there is a post in the community tab of the YouTube channel. Randy will find all that. Randy usually collects all of it, so now he's got 3 places this week to find picks from. So let's get to it. Let's fly through these games. And you have Aaron's picks at hand too, or do I have to pull that up?
I've got them all in the spreadsheet. All I don't have is yours. So go ahead and you can start, I guess.
All right. Well, darn. Unfortunately,
or I can do mine and Aaron's picks, and then you can go last.
Okay. How about that? You do, Aaron, and then we'll wrap up with me.
Okay. All right. In the first week, it's the Dallas Cowboys versus the Washington Commanders. I am taking the Cowboys in this game, and Aaron is taking the Commanders.
Wow. Okay. I know Aaron sent me his picks. Didn't see that one. Man, every time I pick the Cowboys, I feel like I get burned. But they're playing the Commanders, and the Commanders, they aren't really playing for anything. Neither the Cowboys, but I'll take the Cowboys to win a prideful game on Christmas Day. All right. The next game on the Christmas slate, that's right, it's a triple header on Christmas Day, everybody. The Lions will travel to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. As you can see, I got the mini helmets all ready to go. Vikings are wearing their all white uniforms, or their white out, whatever they call it. And then the Lions are wearing their Motor City Muscle, the black uniforms with the blue helmet. So it should be an interesting look on Christmas. Dad, who do you got?
Aaron and I are both taking the Lions in this game.
Ooh. Whoops, wrong screen. Let me get to the right screen. All right, so Dad and Aaron going with the Lions. God, I want to take the Lions. I just don't know. I feel like the Lions should win this game. So I'll take them. I don't feel great about it. So yeah, we'll family Lions sweep per usual. Okay. All right, the third game of the triple header, the Kansas City Chiefs will host the Denver Broncos. Dad, who do you got?
Well, Aaron and I both agree again, and he and I are both taking the Broncos in this game.
Yep, I'm right there with you guys. Another sweep. I think the Broncos bounce back from that tough loss last week. Kansas City is just a shell of itself at this point for the rest of the year. They're packing it in. So should be an easy one for the Broncos. The Houston Texans will travel to LA to take on the Chargers. Who you guys got in that one?
Aaron and I say the Chargers are going to win this game.
Ooh, okay. Well, this is where I'm going to differ from you guys. I like the Chargers, and I think Herbert, if he's, kept off the ground, is going to make a lot of great plays. But I really like right now that Texans defense. Yes, they got a bit of a scare with that Raiders team, but I'm going to take Houston and that D to stifle Herbert and the Chargers.
Okay.
The Baltimore Ravens travel to Green Bay to take on the Pack Attack. The Lions need Green Bay to lose, but will it happen? Dad, who you got?
Well, I want the Packers to lose, but I am taking the Packers, and Aaron is taking the Ravens.
Oh, okay. Well, gonna have to say, I think I'm gonna lean Ravens with Aaron. I just don't know what it is with Green Bay. When Green Bay looks good, the next week they look like crap. I can't make heads or tails of Green Bay sometimes. Yeah. So I'll stick with the Ravens right now, but the Ravens are the same way. The moment the Ravens look great, then they go bad. So this is a tale of two teams. I don't know which one's going to show up. So I'm going to go with more of my heart and not my head, which tells me, please, Ravens, please beat the Cheeseheads.
Yeah.
That's all I want for Christmas besides the Lions win and a Super Bowl and an Arena Crown championship for the Michigan Arsenal and for the Michigan Panthers to get reinstated to the UFL. And I'm sure I could keep and a happy and healthy baby is all I want. Pull that back. All right. The next game, the Seattle Seahawks travel to Carolina, take on the Panthers. Who do you guys got there?
I am taking the Seahawks, and Aaron is taking the Panthers.
No. Aaron's taking the Panthers. Are you serious?
That could be his WTF pick of the week. I don't know. I don't get that one.
Oh, boy. I don't know. I wish I'd get an answer from Aaron about that one. I think he's hitting the eggnog a little early this year, but I'm taking the Seahawks to win this one. The Arizona Cardinals travel to Cincinnati to take on the Bungles. Who you got there?
Aaron and I agree on this one. We are both taking the Bengals.
Okay, you know what? I think Joe Burrow is checked out a little bit. He's ready to move on from the Bengals. The Cardinals played a very tough game against Atlanta last week, and you know what? Give me the feisty card. I don't know why.
Ooh.
I'm going to take the Cardinals in a bit of an upset here. I don't know what's compelling me to do it. Oh, Sea Dog's with me in the chat, though. I know I haven't been throwing all your guys' picks on here for time, but if it was the normal show, I would. But hey, Sea Dog, I saw you said Cardinals, and we're right in the same boat for the first time. So there we go. Next game, the Pittsburgh Steelers travel to Cleveland to take on the Browns. Who do you got there?
Well, I'm taking the Steelers, and this might be another WTF pick by Aaron. He's taking the Browns to beat the Steelers.
You're kidding me.
No, it's not.
Oh my gosh.
He's
I'd
taking
say
the
I'd eat
Browns.
my hat if this happens, but that just means I'll have to eat my hat. Give me the geriatric Steelers to beat the inept Browns. I can't in good conscience pick the Browns in that one. All right, so that's it for the first half of the slate. Let's move on to the back half of the slate as the Jacksonville Jaguars will travel to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. Who do you guys got there?
Aaron and I say Jaguars.
All right. Let me make sure I'm on the right screen again. Yeah, I think I'm going to be right there with you guys. The Jags are playing some really good football right now. And as much as I admire Phillip Rivers for what he's been doing within Indy, I just don't know. I think the Jags got their number there. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers will travel to Miami to take on the Dolphins. Who you got in the Florida Bowl?
Aaron and I are going with the Bucks.
Ooh, okay. Boy, this might be where I differ. Yep, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the Miami Dolphins to bounce back from an ugly game last week against I'm going to take the Dolphins. Yep, I don't know what's telling me to do it, but I'm going to pick them. Every time I try to trust Tampa, they let me down too. So give me Mike McDaniel.
You better lay off the eggnog.
Me? Talk to Aaron about laying off the eggnog. Shoot. I did see this chat real quick. I love it. Terrence Hill says WTF picks in all the stockings this holiday season. Clearly. And he was taking the Jaguars. Didn't mean to hit that one, but right on. All right, the New England Patriots travel to the Meadowlands to take on the Jets. Who do you got there?
We're both saying Patriots in that game.
Make it three of us. I don't trust the Jets. I'm sorry. I hope the Jets don't fire Aaron Glenn. I think he can turn that ship around. They just got to give him time. But the Patriots right now are playing some pretty darn good football. So taking the Pats. The New Orleans Saints will travel to Tennessee to take on the Titans. I would have called this the Toilet Bowl, but that's coming up in a second. I didn't realize the Saints have won 5 games this year. So who do you guys got?
We're both taking the Saints in this game.
Boy, I think I'm right there with you. Give me the Saints. I can't remember if I've ever seen us do a Saints sweep, at least not in a few years. And then let's see. In the Toilet Bowl, I'm declaring it this week, the battle for the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. The New York Giants travel to Vegas to take on the Raiders. Yes, that's right, Scott. The most important game of the season, the battle of the number 1 pick. Dale says in the Toilet Bowl, give him the Raiders. I'm doing a Randy thing and taking the home team. Randy, are you taking the home team?
No, I'm not. I'm taking the Giants to win this game. But Aaron is drinking that Kool-Aid. He's taking the Raiders.
Wow, boy. The Raiders played some tough ball last week against the Texans. Don't know if I trust the Giants or not, but I don't trust the Raiders either. Can I pick a tie? I don't have a tie graphic ready. I'll go with the Giants. I think the Raiders are just a little worse than the Giants right now. The Philadelphia Eagles travel to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Who do you got there?
We're both going with the Bills.
Okay. You know what? I'm right there with you guys. I don't trust the Eagles right now. So let's have a full-on Buffalo Bills sweep there. And then in Sunday Night Football, the Chicago Bears and the San Francisco 49ers play a heck of a game between two teams with double-digit wins. Both these teams in the playoffs. This should be a playoff type game, who do you got?
Aaron and I are both taking the home team 49ers in this one, but boy, oh boy, this is a toss-up.
I think San Francisco wins this one, and they punch the Bears straight in the mouth. I say that, which means the Bears are probably going to end up winning this game, and it'll make me even more mad than I already am at the Bears. So, but I'm taking the 49ers. I think, Brock Purdy's been playing pretty good lately. So that takes us to the last game, which sees the LA Rams taking on the Atlanta Falcons. I assume you guys are both taking the Rams.
No, I don't know why, but I'm taking the Falcons because they are at home.
What?
Yeah, the Rams didn't look too good last week at the end of the game, so I'm taking the Falcons, and Aaron is taking the Rams.
Randy, I didn't know you were doing a WTF pick of the week either, because that just blows my mind. Rams are going to bounce back. They're going to make mincemeat out of the stinking Falcons. They're going to play them like a bunch of bells for Carol of the Bells. I don't know where I was going with that joke. It didn't go anywhere. It was terrible. Ignore that I even said it. Going with the Rams. How many sweeps is that, Randy?
I haven't counted them up, but on the screen you've got right there, we agree 5 times. So go back to the first half.
Well, you're going to have to give me a second to get back to the first half. I close that window out.
Oh, well, hey, hang on. I can go through here. Let's see. 1, 2.
Looks like we had 3 on the first page. 2 on the first page?
Okay.
2.
2.
2 on the
Okay,
first
so
page.
that would be 7.
Okay.
7 sweeps altogether.
Real Lancaster says Randy's WTF pick of the year is the Falcons beating the Rams. And C-Dog says Randy doesn't like fantasy, and now he picks Falcons. Yeah, Randy living in a fantasy world with that one. You telling me? But so yeah, that'll be it for the picks, guys. Leave your picks down in the comments below of the cutout video or this video. Appreciate you guys sticking us out for that one. We're just tacking that on at the end of this show. So there you go. Now we can finish the show like normal, Randy. And if anybody's got any questions or comments in the chat before we round it out for the holidays, get those in now while Randy starts the wrap up of the show, because I know we also have to talk about the upcoming events.
Yes, upcoming events calendar. First thing on there is Saturday, January 3rd is going to be the Rice Bowl in Japan, the Panasonic Impulse versus the Obik Seagulls at the Tokyo Dome. Remember, you don't remember this, but they used to play an NFL preseason game at the Tokyo Dome every year.
I never watched it, but I had like a football card of the Tokyo Dome preseason game they used to do.
That was so cool, and they stopped going over there. Now it's all over in Europe. They don't go over to the other side of the Pacific anymore for whatever reason. But I thought that was always such a cool game. So the Rice Bowl is going to be at the Tokyo Dome. Monday, January 19th is the College Football National Championship game in Miami. That's going to be on ESPN. Sunday, February 8th, the Super Bowl 60 in Santa Clara, California. And Tuesday, February 10th, is going to be our last show before we take a break for a couple of weeks. That'll be episode number 432. We're going to focus on some special projects and some other things. So, we're not going away. You'll still be seeing content created from us. We're just going to take a couple weeks off from our normal This Week in the World of Football show and recharge, maybe retool the way we do things on our show. We'll see. But we're going to gear up for the indoor and arena football seasons and get ready for the NFL draft. So that's it for the upcoming events calendar.
All right. So this is something, Randy, I had no idea about. The chat brought this up. So I'm going to start with this one. Dale says, he put it in earlier. I don't know if you guys saw the article that FanDuel, unfortunately, network is either going to be bought by DAZN or may shut down by the end of January. Yeah, and then Scott asked the same thing. Thoughts on the IFL's TV deal and potential jeopardy? I had not seen this. I just pulled up the articles that FanDuel Sports Network faces Chapter 11 bankruptcy and liquidation. That's from The Street. USA Today, fate of local TV sports broadcast hinge on FanDuel Sports Network sale. So I don't have all the details on this. I heard whispers of it. I even tried to listen to Levac and Gaz, the radio show out of Albany. Apparently this was a topic, but the end of their show got clipped, and I think a chunk of their conversation got lost about this. I had no idea. I guess this broke last night.
That's news to me. I had not seen this.
So, yeah, I need a little bit more information on this.
Yeah,
Appreciate
maybe we'll
you
know
guys
more
bringing
next
that
week.
up. Maybe, yeah. If this is just happening last night, I'm sure there's a lot of weird things that could happen. I mean, IFL still has the Yahoo Sports stuff. My guess is if something maybe happens with the FanDuel side of things, maybe Yahoo picks up the rest of it just in case. That's just pure speculation on my part. I have no idea, but we'll have to wait and see. I know the AF1 hasn't announced their streaming partner or anything, and it is weird that this kind of news breaks a couple days before the holidays. I don't know if that's a great sign or not. So, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, appreciate you guys putting our attention there. Now I'm gonna keep an eye out for it a little more.
Yeah. That was big news for the IFL when that happened.
And then Slasher says Yahoo Sports deal is no different than Evergreen, from what I can tell. So I think the Yahoo side of things will be fine. I'm excited about the Yahoo side for the IFL. We'll see what happens with the FanDuel side of things, but it's crazy.
Wow. Yeah. One last thing, Adam. We talked about this before the show. The Pro Bowl rosters were announced.
Oh, yeah.
I think just hours ago. I didn't give it any.
Are they playing a game this year?
No. That's why I could care less who's on the rosters, because the Pro Bowl is a piece of crap. They should either do away with it or bring back the actual game where people actually play football, not all this other crap that used to be like on the the Battle of the Network Stars or something like that. It's terrible. So I could care less about any Pro Bowl rosters. It's nice to see who's on the Pro Bowl, from your team, but that's basically all it is just a list of names of some of your best players. So, it goes down on their career as, oh, he was a 5-time Pro Bowler, but when there's no game, it's not the Pro Bowl. So it's
Dale
crap.
agrees with you, Randy, on the Pro Bowl. So
yep.
Yeah, I was gonna do a video last year about what the NFL should do with killing the Pro Bowl. Maybe it's time to dust that idea off and throw that out there. Let's see. Slasher says, good to see Stingley get some recognition. AFL legend dad, NFL legend grandfather. So, and C Dog agrees with you also. I can watch the Pro Bowl games for I think my wife and I watched it because Jared Goff played last night. I like the quarterback stuff. That's usually the most fun. And then they tried to do some cool stuff with the racing, guys doing like a relay race. So there was a little bit of fun there, but it's not the same. I miss the game. I always tell the story about how when my youngest brother was born, Dad, you guys were in the hospital, and he was born the day of the Pro Bowl, and I was waiting for you to get your butt home from the hospital so you and I could watch Barry Sanders in the 1997 Pro Bowl that year. And I don't think you came home in time, and I watched the game by myself before I had to go to bed a little bit. So I've always loved the Pro Bowl when they played the games. I love the helmets of all the different teams in the game playing each other.
Yep.
And it slowly became flag football. Now they're actually doing dumb flag football, and it's just not the same. They need to rework it. And I think I will do my video, Randy, because if anybody's a longtime listener of our show knows what my idea is. Do you remember what my idea was, Randy?
No, I don't.
The NFL Olympics. That's right. You had it right, nail on the head. Make it like the Olympics. I want to know who the fastest guy in the league is. I want to see some of these offensive linemen shot put. I want to see, more of the quarterback stuff. That's the fun part. We can keep that. We can bring that in. But there's so much cool stuff they could do to showcase these guys.
Right.
And I just get rid of the flag football. I'm sorry. I don't think it's as fun as they think it is. I'm over it.
Yeah.
Give me something different.
At one time, going to a Pro Bowl in Hawaii was on my bucket list. I would have gone, even if there were no Lions players playing. I would have loved to have gone to Hawaii and just seen a Pro Bowl game, because your mom and I went there on our honeymoon, and we were going to see the Arizona Memorial. The ship that sank, and you can go take a boat out to the memorial. It's right on top of it. And we were going there, taking a bus from our hotel, and we went right by the stadium, which is now being torn down, by the way, Aloha Stadium or whatever it is. They're finally tearing down that stadium, and hopefully they'll build something again there for hosting games or whatever. But yeah, that was always a bucket list item for me. I always wanted to go to Hawaii for a Pro Bowl game, but I'm done with the Pro Bowl. It's dead to me now. All right. Anything else?
Yep, we'll
before we
finish
wrap
up these
this
last
up?
few comments and we'll wrap it up. I know I told
All
my wife I'd be up there in a little bit for dinner. Let's see. Dale thinks it would be a great video idea. I'm going to start working on it. I have it. It's in my head. Got to kill the Pro Bowl. All right. Slasher says Pro Bowl needs to be a third place game with the losers of the conference championships. Boy, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, they had that back in the 60s. It was called the Playoff Bowl.
If we're going to do that,
It was
I'd rather
terrible.
see an NFL team play either the best college team, the worst NFL team should play the best college team, or we get a CFL NFL matchup again. Let's do a 1-1. An NFL team goes to Canada, plays by Canada rules. A Canada team comes down to the States and plays by NFL rules. Preseason game, let's have it. That'd be fun.
Never going to happen.
Dog remembers my idea now, and then Dale says, I think that would be a great idea, Adam. That'll be more fun than what they do now. I'm telling you, players would get medals. You could still have your Pro Bowl recognition, everybody could be suited up in the cool jerseys like they do right now. But then, hey, Jamison Williams and Jahmyr Gibbs and who's the guy for the Dolphins, the Cheetah. Oh my God, why am I blanking on his name? The wide receiver.
Don't know.
Used to play with the Chiefs. Come on, Randy, you're busted.
Can't help you out. I don't know.
Oh my God, somebody in the chat should help me out there. But
they also had something similar.
Tyreek Hill. You get all those guys at the starting line. You have a race. Go around the track. Give them a bronze, a silver, and a gold medal. Thank you. Yeah, C-Dog also got Tyreek Hill. Thank you guys. Appreciate that.
Well, they used to have another.
Way more entertaining.
They used to have another competition show, something like that, called the Superstars, where they would get baseball players, NFL players, NBA players together, and they would do Olympic-style events. The 40-yard dash and maybe some other track and field kind of things. The 1500 or the hurdles and stuff like that. So yeah, that was kind of fun. I would watch that. That was always in February in the dead of winter, but you got to see some of your NFL players and playing against other people. So yeah. That would be good for the NFL to do something like that.
How about the Miami running back? He's pretty fast. Get all the fast guys. The guys, get all of them. Have them sign up and find out who the fastest dude in the league is.
There you go.
I'm telling you.
Yep.
That'd be fun.
All right.
Watch out for my video coming. I don't know whenever I get around to it.
During our time off, probably.
Probably around the Pro Bowl. Or maybe I'll get it done when I got 9 days off from work. So I actually gonna enjoy the holidays. Get some time off. Gonna work on some projects.
Isn't the Pro Bowl going to be after the Super Bowl this year?
I don't remember.
I
don't care.
I haven't even paid attention, so I don't know. Somebody out there probably knows that, whether that's for sure or not.
All right, last question. Dale. Slasher Scott says, "What about bringing an NBA style lottery into the NFL for the draft?"
No.
I hate the lottery.
That's a hard no right there.
Nope. Hard pass. I hate that. I hate the draft lottery for the NBA, NHL. Yeah. Get it out of here.
Yep.
Nope. Sorry, Scott. I love you, but nah. Get that out of here. Randy, let's wrap this show up. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by.
All right. Let's see. Well, that's all the time we've got for this week, everybody. Don't forget to check out the World of Football merchandise at teepublic.com. That's TEE Public, all one word, .com, for the latest in football-related T-shirts, hats, mugs, and more from our merch store. And remember, folks, some people may love football more than we do, but nobody, and I mean nobody, loves more football than the two of us guys sitting here in Kalamazoo, Michigan, talking about football. Join us again next week when we'll try and do a better job. Yeah, right. Don't count on it. Until then, I've been Randy Snow.
And I've been Adam Snow. Happy holidays to you and yours, everybody, however you choose to celebrate. If you missed the beginning of the show or middle parts, I wanted to show this off. This made me so happy to get this. A little Detroit Lions onesie for my future little one. So excited. And also, if you guys missed it, it's a little late for getting Christmas gifts, but the New Mexico Chupacabras have a really cool mini helmet. Go buy that of the IFL. And yep. And thanks, guys, for participating and hanging out today. It was a lot of fun. We'll be back next week. Be safe, everybody.
All right. See you next week.
Bye, guys.
Thanks again for checking out this edition of This Week in the World of Football. New episodes of the show are posted every Tuesday and can be found wherever good podcasts are available. You can find the World of Football on Facebook, X, Instagram, and Threads by searching for TWOF Kalamazoo or using the links in the episode description below. Be sure to subscribe to the World of Football on YouTube for more great football-related content. Just search for the World of Football Kalamazoo or use the handle @the World of Football to find us. Remember, every like, comment, and subscription really does help us out, and we appreciate you for that support. We hope to see you again next time.